Oh.
Welcome back, Royally Quacked fans, to Royally Quacked.
What's up?
I'm your co-host, Gary. I'm coming to you from Menifee, California in the Matt Green Studios. And Cody is coming to you live from Temecula, California and the Pulqueria Studios.
So
How's
wait,
it going, Cody?
so you could do a deep cut player, but I can't do a deep cut player.
Oh, I just stole it from you today. You
Matt
can do what
Green.
you want next.
Matt Green.
Hey,
okay.
Two-time Stanley Cup winner.
No, I'm not doubting. It was just like wasn't someone I was expecting. You know,
That's who came in. That's who came in this crazy old man's head.
Definitely got the crazy part right.
No doubt. I don't think there's anybody who would disagree with that.
Oh no one. Everyone would agree with that. All right, ready to get into the team, our Ducks and Kings news?
Yes, I am.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I could go first if you like.
Go for it.
Let me just. Let me get to the right one. All right, Kings news. Let's start off with speculations from crazy people. No.
Wow.
Frank Saravelli, Kyle Palmieri could potentially be a suitor for the Devils, the Lightning, Oilers, Kings, or Stars. I love Kyle Palmieri. I would welcome him. I'm not sure where he fits into the team yet, but I think he makes any team better. What do you think, Cody?
Oh, I mean, especially from someone that I've seen play and stuff like that, like because he used to be a Duck, so I mean, I think he'd be a big help. He has good playoff experience. He was with the Islanders when they made those two Stanley Cup runs when they lost to the Lightning both years. Oh, nice.
Yeah, a little royally quacked symbol on my drink cup that your mom got for me.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd show it off.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
But but he's a good veteran presence, someone that knows how to score. He's a good guy that can, get the pucks in deep. Wow, that's so. Now I'm starting to sound like cliche players in there. Got to get the pucks in deep, short shifts and all this, But no, but he's someone that a good playoff veteran right there too.
He is, and I think he makes other players better. I mean, not necessarily is he a superstar or a star, but he makes everybody better. And I think everybody likes to play with him. Now, here's the more interesting one. The next piece of news. Per Bleacher Report, Dallas, Edmonton say no to Edmonton. Los Angeles say yes to Los Angeles. New Jersey and no to Vegas are all potential landing spots for Mikko Rantanen. Oh my God. That would be awesome.
Right. So let's spoil a little bit of league news here, because this happened on the 32 Thoughts yesterday. And this is what Elliot Friedman says is, if Mikko Rantanen doesn't sign an extension with Carolina, he wonders if teams would trade for him and use him as a rental. So I think that's what it might be.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
But if you think about it, I think his since Chicago already ate half of his cap, if you pay enough of a, buy enough in the trade, give Carolina what they want, and they retain. He's only like a $2 million player.
Yeah, but what are you
on the
going to want?
salary.
What are you going to want for him? That's where I'm going to say no.
No, I know.
It's not him paying him. I mean, if you did that, you'd want him long term.
Yeah, but like some teams are like, hey, like, here's if we get him for 2 point whatever million, we can easily fit that in our cap, and we can really like think about it. Like, hey, we got it. He takes us to the Stanley. He helps us win a Stanley Cup, and then let him walk. That's he's pretty much going to be a rental, and like most players are during this time of year.
Then he might find a place. Maybe he goes to a place where he does want to sign a long-term deal.
It could be a win-win for certain teams. But yeah. I added that in the Kings news because I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like I wasn't expecting, but like I was thinking like, I was like, wait, the Kings cap is pretty high, but I'm like, and then when Elliot Freeman says like, oh, if Carolina eats half, then he's like a $2 million player. I'm like, I think the Kings could easily make that work.
They could. I who wouldn't want him? But I'd want him for the rest of his career.
Oh, yeah.
And you imagine like him, Fiala. I mean, and Kopitar's got one more year.
Yeah.
You could put him up with Kempe and Kopitar. Ooh,
yeah.
Killer. Okay. Since there hasn't been a whole lot of regular hockey going on, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a rain update. And it's been a while since I've given you a rain update, and I got great news. They're 30-15, 30 wins, 15 losses. I think it's 2 overtime. They have 4. I'm trying to remember what it is now. 2 overtime losses and 1 shootout loss. That's what it is. And they're tied for first in points, but they have a higher points percentage. So they're really in first place. And their leading scorers are Godin Hudon, even though I spelled that wrong. It's with
Godin.
No, Hudon is the leading scorer with 46 points.
Oh, Godin, I was like, that's Hudson.
I said it was spelled wrong. It must have got corrected when I typed it because I put in Hudon. Godin, second with 43 points. And it's not Mallory, it's Malott. That obviously got corrected too. He's with 41 points. And then Fagimo with Fagimo. Get that, Adam? Fagimo.
Yeah, get it right.
He has 30 points, and he leads the team with 21 goals. And then both, I don't have that in the notes, but both Copley and Portillo both have 15 wins. So they right down the middle, the 2 goalies. And, right now, I would say Copley is he should be the number 1. Portillo is average this year, and yet they're in first place.
Well, isn't this also Portillo's first year in professional hockey?
No, he played last year.
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought he was injured most of last year.
Well, he did get hurt, but he did play, and he had he had very good stats.
Okay.
And they went all the way to the Pacific Division Championship against Coachella.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right.
On to Duck News.
All right. Ducks news. All right. Larry Brooks, I believe he's a reporter, or I know he has something to do with the New York Rangers, but he believes the Rangers should trade Alexis Lafreniere to the Ducks.
Lafreniere?
Was it Lafreniere or was it Lafreniere?
Lafreniere. Lafreniere is the Kings guy. Two different names.
Yeah,
I thought it was the same for the longest. I thought that was the same name as the longest time, and it's not.
It's like the whole. It's like the whole. Whatchamacallit, like Elias Pettersson and with the Vancouver Canucks. They got 2 Elias Petterssons, a forward and a defenseman. But anyways, Alexis Lafreniere was get traded to the Ducks for Trevor Zegras. I don't know how I feel about this one. I don't know how I feel because
Lafreniere is he's had a pretty good season, right?
He's been better the last couple seasons, yes.
Yeah, because he was the number one pick, right?
Yeah, he was the number one pick. Was that that wasn't the Zegers draft? That was the 2020 draft, I believe.
That was the Quentin Byfield draft.
Yeah,
he went first, and then because he was a standout, figured out number one guy.
Yeah,
and then it was between Stützle and
Byfield
to go 2-3.
Yeah.
I don't make that trade.
I don't make that trade either.
I think Zegras has more media potential than Lafreniere does. I mean, he's already been on the cover of EA Sports.
NHL.
Yeah, but that's the game. Yeah, EA Sports NHL game. So I mean, he's got media and he's picked it up. He looks like the Zegras of old here lately.
He does, and it makes me wonder after another couple weeks off and everything like that. Everyone should be nice and rested for the Ducks. Even Carlson, because he only played one game. Spoiler alert, but yeah. All right.
He was the youngest guy at the tournament.
No, I knew that, and I think honestly, like I'm not mad. I mean, it would be nice to see him play more, but it's also the experience of going and doing this, and him possibly like getting ready for the Olympics next year. They were just more grooming him. I would say more than anything.
Yeah, well, you don't want to overexpose him.
Yeah. Next bit of news is per Chris Johnston, Verbeek is willing to make Ryan Strome available at the trade deadline. This one has me like very like not I wouldn't say like, a little shocking, because I believe he was one of Verbeek's first free agents that he ever signed, I believe.
I think he's having his best year as a Duck.
It's really cooled down the last month or so, like because
but
they still have that Strome, Terry, Vetrano line. I mean, they were like one of the best lines for a while, but now they've really died down. So I would be, maybe I don't know. It depends on what the trade package is or like what the trade is coming back. So, but I mean, like I said, we'll see. And then since you did your little rain update, I'm gonna do a little goals update. The Gulls are second to last in the Pacific Division. They are in 9th place out of 10, but not by much though. They got 43 points in 49 games, but at least we've played 2 less games than Henderson, who's in last. So we're safe there for now. And then skater stats. Sam Colangelo leads the Gulls in points with 35 in 36 games. He has 19 goals, 16 assists. Sasha Pashchov in 35 games has 34 points, 14 goals, and 20 assists. And this is someone that started in the ECHL to start the year. Wow, that is crazy. Ryan Carpenter in 49 games has 34 points. That should just tell you how good Colangelo and Pashchov have been doing this year. They have more points in less games. So Tristan Luneau also, he's having a nice time down in the AHL right now. In 36 games, he has 32 points. And then Jan Misak, it has 29 points in 45 games. For the goalies, each goalie has 9 wins with Calle Kling and Oscar Dansk. Calle Kling has 13 losses and 4 overtime losses. Dansk has 10 losses and 3 overtime losses. Both of them have sub 9 save percentage. Kling has a .89 or 894. Dansk has a 887. So, like I said, that's not very good. You want to be in the 905 range more. So, oh yeah, but that's let's see, where's do they have a goal average? Nope, they do not. So that is pretty much going to be it for the Ducks news. So you want to move on to the league news, Dad?
Sure, let's do it right now.
All right. You want to go first or me?
You can go first. I think the second to last one I'm gonna just mention before we move on. We save that for last.
Okay.
Because otherwise we're giving news, and that seems to be a little bit more news. If you know what
news,
I mean.
news, and more news. You heard it here first, guys.
Yeah.
All right. The Predators defender Jeremy Lauzon will miss 4 to 6 months with a lower body injury. I think he was someone that broke the hits record last season for the most hits in a single season. So,
well, they'll miss him.
Oh yeah, they definitely will.
Hits are important.
Very.
The Canucks have signed forward Drew O'Connor to a 2-year contract extension worth $2.5 million AAV and a total of $5 million.
Yep.
A pittance, a quota for the boy.
So that Pittsburgh trade doesn't look as bad now with them. You know, they gave up a very good first round pick, and in return they got Marcus Pettersson and then Drew O'Connor, and they signed them both to extension. So at least you weren't giving up a first round pick for just rentals this time.
True.
So next bit of news: the Canucks have re-signed goaltender Kevin Lankinen to a 5-year extension worth 4.5 AAV, 22.5 million overall. Wow, and he's having a great year this year too.
So, you think Demko's gonna be? Is it gonna be a 1A 1B thing?
I think that's what they're gonna do because, since Demko's, he's constantly getting hurt and everything, so might as well have a decent backup plan.
Yeah, I think that's a smart idea, actually. So
yeah. All right, then you want to do the last one?
Well, you already said the next one, right?
Yeah, I already said that one. So you go to the last one.
Yes, the Jets have re-signed forward Vladislav Namstnikov to a 2-year extension worth $3 million AAV, $6 million. Correct me on that name. You did that on purpose.
I asked you if you wanted to go first. Vladislav Namestnikov.
Namestnikov. Oh, God, that's a mouthful. Sally sells seashells down by the seashore.
How much?
I think I can do that.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would?
Yeah,
Namestnikov.
You still messed that up.
I know I do. I meant that was the point.
Namestnikov. Okay, Namestnikov.
Yeah. So he signed an extension. 2 years, $3 million for both years, $6 million overall.
Yeah.
And he's been good ever since he came to Winnipeg too. So that was a good little.
Before we get to the next question, do you have the answer to that?
Yes, I do.
And okay, it would have been nice if you shared that.
Oh, I could send you the thing.
That's okay.
All right, I'll send it to you right now anyway. So, all right. What if the NHL adapted the 3-2-1 point system like they did in the Four Nations? So if you guys didn't know, and for the Four Nations, if you won in regulation, you got 3 points. If you won in overtime or shootout, 2 points. If you lost in overtime or shootout, 1 point. And if you lost in regulation, 0. So currently right now, Washington is number 1 in the point system. Number 2 is Winnipeg. 3 Stars. 4 Oilers. 5 Vegas. Things would change around a little bit. So technically, I don't have the the numbers of what points they would have. They just gave me like the rankings. The Capitals would be number 2. Winnipeg would be number 1. The Stars would be number 5. The Oilers would be number 6, and Vegas would be number 3. So like not a huge difference. Like even in the bottom of the standings, each of the last 3 teams, they would still be the last 3 teams, even with the same point system. The last 3 teams are Nashville, Chicago, and San Jose. Each of them are in the exact same spot. So the reason why they didn't, apparently, like why they didn't want to do this is they would think like the teams at the bottom of the barrel, like the Chicago and San Jose, if they adapted the system, they'd be out of the running even sooner and not make it as entertaining. But I mean, they're going to be in the same spot no matter what. But now you're just and they want to get away from the shootout as much as possible too. So don't you think this would help teams not have to go into overtime or shootout?
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, let's look at this. What is the biggest jump? And the biggest jump from what I've seen, and I've only glanced at this, Florida would move from 8th overall to 13th overall.
Yeah.
8th overall to 13th. Some of the biggest jumps positively, Vegas moves up 2.
Yeah.
From 5th to 3rd. So does Carolina. They move from 6th to 4th.
Boston moves from 20th to 17th.
That's the biggest one.
Yeah, we do have a question on the Instagram live. They're asking, what does renting mean? This was when we were talking about the Elias Pettersson situation. A rental player means like someone that is going to be a free agent at the end of the season, and and the team is like like what Adam Henrique was last year for the Anaheim Ducks. He was going to be a free agent at the end of the year. Most likely, he probably wasn't going to re-sign. Teams were interested in having him for their playoff run, so they would trade for him at the deadline, and he would play with them for the last part of the season and the playoffs, and boom, that's what we call a rental player. I don't know if do you think I explained that pretty well?
Yeah, also it is that they're taking on a guy who might help them get into the playoffs or to go farther in the playoffs, but not planning on possibly keeping him. I mean, sometimes they do.
Yeah, like Adam Henrique stayed with Edmonton,
right? But I mean, Mikko Rantanen's huge compared to that. I mean, Adam Henrique's a good role player. Is what he is.
I just used Henry because this is also a Ducks Kings podcast, so I figured I can hopefully explain it better for the whole Ducks and Kings community that way.
And let's talk about the Kings and the Ducks and the situation with what you're talking about with the 3-2-1. The Kings moved up 2 spots from 10th to 8th, and the Ducks moved back 3 spots from the 23rd to 26th.
Yeah.
With that point system. So the Ducks benefit, the Ducks don't benefit.
The Kings benefit.
Kings benefit. The Ducks don't benefit. The biggest loser was Florida, and the biggest winner was Boston.
Yep. So
interesting.
I don't think it would be like, I would like to at least have them try it for one season or something like that. Maybe they try it in the the World Cup of Hockey. Maybe they try it that way.
Well, the funny thing about this, they did it in 4 nations.
Yeah.
So it's giving you the true best team, I think.
Exactly.
I mean, I know the counterparts to not wanting it, saying, well, if a team, so they had, 15 overtime losses, they were in all 15 of those games. and we need to give them that credit because they were in those games. But yeah, the other side of it is the other team that won that game outright. They didn't have to go to overtime. They beat them in regulation, and I think it's worth an extra point.
Yeah.
I'm for one of those people that if it's just like a job, I don't care who you are. I don't know, you're a man or a woman. I don't care what nationality or color of your skin is. If you're that best first person for that job, you should get it. And it shouldn't be because we have had it happen in our past. Obviously, yeah. I'm older. That there's been a lot of high quality people that haven't gotten jobs because of their color of their skin.
Yeah.
Or now you have people that aren't getting jobs that are better, but because of the color of their skin or nationality, they get a job over someone who's better than them. And I don't think either one of those is fair. I think best person for the job gets the job, and I'm for that. And yep. I'm for the 3-2-1.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely for the 3-2-1. So
I'm for it too as well. I'm also for them adding more time to the 3-on-3 overtime for the regular season. I don't think they're going to do 10 minutes in the next CBA, but I have a feeling it would be like a 7 or 8 minute time. Because I know they're trying to eliminate the shootout as much as they can. So, all right, you ready to get into the Four Nations games?
I am.
All right, so we're going to start off with the Finland-Sweden rivalry game that happened last Saturday. You want to go over this one, or you just want to kind of do it together?
Let's do it together.
All right. All right. I'll take the first two periods, and then you can go over the third or the last part, and then the stats and the 3 stars.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it right now.
All right. Well, then I'll start while you're doing that. All right. Mika Zibanejad got the scoring started in this game, scoring for Sweden on an unassisted goal. It was his first of the tournament to make on a snapshot at the 8:35 mark. So that made it 1-0 Sweden. And then about 2.5 minutes later, Anton Lundell got his first of the tournament with Luosterainen and Patrick Laine getting the assist. And on a snapshot, and the score is tied 1-1. And then someone that we already named, Mikko Rantanen, on the power play got his first of the tournament with assists from Patrick Laine and Aho at the 1946 mark. And that made it 2-1 Finland on a nice snapshot from Rantanen. And it's 2-1 after the first period for Team Finland. Then Rasmus Dahlin got his first of the tournament with assists from Eriksson Ek and Lucas Raymond. Now we're tied 2-2 at the 5:06 mark. And then Erik Karlsson. Yep, that's right. Erik Karlsson got his first of the tournament, along with Nylander getting his first point of the tournament, and made it 3-2 Sweden at the 10.5 minute mark. And then Sasha Barkov got his first, a lot of the first of the tournament right here. Got his first of the tournament with assists from Kakko and Mata. Now we're tied 3-3 at the 17:05 mark on a tip-in from Barkov. And now we head to overtime. And now it's off for you.
Oh, I get to do overtime and stats, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And in overtime, it didn't take long. 1 minute, 49 seconds into the overtime, Mikkel Granlund gets his first from Mikola, his first on a wrist shot. Mikola. For Finland to win the game 4-3. I was a little surprised by that one.
A lot of people were. I mean, but when you got two rivalries like this, you never know what's going to happen.
So let's go to the stats and see. Well, Sweden outshot Finland 24-21, but Finland won 56% of the faceoffs to Sweden's 44. Finland was 1 for 2 on the power play, and Sweden was 0 for 2. Hits, Finland 25, Sweden 20. I mean, this is all. It was a good game. Block shots 15 for Finland, 13 for Sweden. Giveaways were 14. Finland 13 for Sweden. Takeaways was big. This is where one of the big stats for them. Finland had 7 takeaways and Sweden only have 2.
Wow.
Let's go to see who the 3 stars of the game were. You have a guess?
I don't have a guess. I know.
Yeah. Erik Karlsson was the 3rd star with a goal. Patrick Laine, 2nd star with 2 assists. And Mikael Granlund, number 1 star with the game-winning goal in overtime. Laine's been playing great games.
Yeah.
In this, he's wow. Montreal definitely been a plus. They took a chance, and he's been a plus for them this season. So, although poor Sweden, they just haven't had any luck so far.
No, 2 overtime losses. That really, in all honesty, they probably should have won that Sweden-Canada game. So the Swedes should have.
Yeah, they should have.
All right, ready to move?
But you look at this, you like you said, you get these 4 teams together. It doesn't even matter who the most talented is. It's who comes out and executes.
Yeah, and Kevin Lankinen was the goalie for Finland. After Saros gave up the 6 goals against Team USA, they put Lankinen in this game.
Yeah.
So, ready to move on to probably the second game of the week.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready? All right. Now, we had one rivalry on Saturday morning with the Finland-Sweden game. Yeah. Then on the nightcap game, we had USA versus Canada. I'll let you take the scoring for the first 2 periods.
Okay. All right. Obviously, probably the 2 possible favorites to win the 4 nations. But, no surprise who starts it off. Connor McDavid. Okay.
Before we get the scoring started, let's talk about how this game started.
Okay. So,
yeah, let's say, how do we skip this?
Okay, no. I mean, we got to do this right.
The Bash Brothers.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Wait, I gotta switch my hat for this.
Oh, you got a hat for this?
Boom. Let's do this.
Oh, that's right. I saw you wearing the hat the Friday night. I did get to see a little bit of that while I was working. Or should we say, it's time? If you didn't watch the game or you didn't read the news, 9 seconds and three fighting majors in 9 seconds.
No, it was in 9 seconds. We had 6 fighting majors technically, because 2 for each player.
No, I meant 3.
Or 1
fights.
Yes,
fighting major fights. Started off with it was Tkachuk and
it was Matthew Tkachuk versus Brandon Hagel.
Yeah, Brandon Hagel.
And then you had Brady Tkachuk. Yeah, that's right. The other brother going against Sam Bennett, who's Matthew Tkachuk's teammate in Florida. And then they had a little bit of a play, and JT Miller dropped his gloves, and he was like, "Who wants me?" He literally did the gladiator. Who wants me? Are you not entertained? And he dropped his gloves, and I can see. And honestly, I wasn't even mad that he got an instigator penalty right there. Not even mad, because I was like, well, he literally dropped his gloves, and then Colton Parayko's like, "Screw it, let's do this. And Colton Parayko is a big dude. Yeah, I can tell you. I would say I should look up the hockey fights thing to see who won each fight. I know Colton Parayko definitely won the one because I mean it's like David versus Goliath on that one.
Pretty much, yes. And if you didn't know, God, Brady Kachuk got asked about it, and he goes, we're here, we're in Canada, we're going to show them we're not intimidated. So it was a plan. That was the plan, not to be intimidated. They went out and just showed you, we're going to fight you. I don't care if you're in your home country playing against us. We're going to fight you. We're going to fight you until this whole thing is over.
Yeah.
And it was fun. I did get to watch all that. It was fun. I did tape it. I did not. I know you spoiled it a little bit last Saturday about the first goal.
So according to hockeyfights.com, they're saying it's pretty much even, but for the voting results, so there's three things you could vote. You could either vote for Brandon Hagel, Matthew Tkachuk, or a draw. 104 votes for Brandon Hagel, 101 votes for Matthew Tkachuk, and 17 for the draw. And then for the Brady Tkachuk and Sam Bennett fight, Brady Tkachuk had 91 votes, 26 votes for Sam Bennett, and 18 votes for a draw. And then for the Miller Parayko fight, I mean, this is a no doubter. Colton Parayko with 102 votes, 17 votes for JT Miller, and only 5 for the draw. So that's according to hockeyfights.com.
And it was JT Miller's 5 votes that got the 5 votes for the draw, right?
But I mean, what a way to start this game. And I can tell you this, just those 9 seconds, I've had other people message me. I've had even my coworkers at work, like they're asking me like, bro, did you? I'm like, no crap, I saw that game. Duh. Now they're all into hockey. They even tuned in for the championship game. They even put bets on the championship game, which I helped them win one of the bets. But we'll get into that later. But yeah, all right. But what a way to start this game.
That's all news to me, folks.
Yeah. Well, I guess I was going to get into it more when we got to the championship game.
Well, there you go.
So, but yeah, like what a way to start this game.
Set the tone, baby. Set the tone.
Gotta set the tone.
Yep. I can remember it when I played basketball in high school. Coach says it's got to be our tempo. We got to play our game. We got to get them to play our game. And when we could do that, even against twice we played a team that was number 1 in CIF. Twice, somehow they beat us by a point. And we were winning both of the games, both at our home and in their gym. Wow. Difference was they were a better team. So,
yeah.
And that's why they won. So,
all right. I think now we've done it a little bit more justice. All right. Now you can get into the score.
Well, who scores? But McJesus scores his first. McDavid, sorry. From LA King, Drew Doughty, his first. And surprise, Jordan Bennington, his first. And wow, goalie gets a assist on the first goal.
It was a nice play by Drew Doughty to get the puck up to McDavid at that time.
Yeah, there were other times Doughty still looked a little rusty.
Yeah,
but anyways, that was on a backhanded shot, so it's 1-0, and that happened at the 5:31 mark. Not to be outdone, Jake Gensel gets his second from Eichel, his third, and Zach Wierzinski, his fourth, to tie the game at the 10:15 mark on a snapshot. So after the first period, we are tied 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the second period. And like I said, anytime you get USA and Canada together, it's going to be a battle. And it was. In the second period, at the 13:33 mark, Dylan Larkin scored his first from Boldy, his second assist on a snapshot to put USA up 2-1. Then after 2 periods, we have USA 2, Canada 1. Now it's up to you, Cody.
All right. Then we go into the third period, and there's no scoring for most of the period. And then at the very end, Canada pulls Bennington to get the extra man. Jake Getzel gets the puck, snaps it in the back of the net at the 18:41 mark to pretty much seal the deal, makes it a 3-1 game. He had assists from Larkin and Faber, and that's pretty much the last of the scoring. But man, there was about this game, there were so many great. I've never seen a team hit like that in a game like this. And I hate to say it, but like McAvoy, he got McDavid just got around him so easily. But then right after that, Charlie McAvoy was probably one of the best players in this game. He hit, I want to say McDavid 2 or 3 times, like hard. And I don't know if you saw the one he did on Drew Doughty too. Like everyone was just finishing their hits. So, shots on goal for this game, you had 26 for Team Canada and 23 for the USA. USA did win the faceoff department 52-48. Both teams were 0 on the power play. Each team had a lot of penalty minutes. You had 19 for USA and 17 for Canada. 34 hits for USA, 29 for Canada. 17 block shots for Canada, 18 giveaways for Canada, and 6 takeaways. While USA had 15 block shots, 20 giveaways, and 3 takeaways. And here are your 3 stars of the game. Connor McDavid with the lone goal for Team Canada. He is the 3rd star. Number 2 star is Dylan Larkin for a goal and an assist for 2 points. And Jake Gensel with 2 goals in this game. He gets the number 1 star. What a way to finish this rivalry day for the 4 nations. What a day.
That was incredible.
All right, you ready to move to Finland, Canada?
I am.
All right.
Right now it's not wanting to move.
All right, well, I'll get it started then. We had Canada and Finland on Monday. This was the early game, I should say. Connor McDavid gets the scoring started again for Team Canada with his 2nd goal. This one was unassisted. It was at the 4:13 mark. And then about 40 seconds later, Nathan McKinnon gets his 2nd of the tournament with assists from Reinhart and Hagel. He scores on a snapshot at pretty much the 5-minute mark. And then Braden Point gets his first goal of the tournament with assists from Sanheim and McDavid. It's 3-0 on a backhanded shot at the 13:02 mark for Team Canada. Then we move to the second period, and Nathan McKinnon makes it 4-0 with his 3rd of the tournament. Crosby's 4th assist, and Reinhardt has his 2nd assist on a snapshot at the 5:03 mark. And then I'll let you finish this game.
So it's after 2 periods, it's 4-0 Canada.
Yeah.
So we go to the 3rd period, and Finland got a little upset. So Esa Lindell scores his first from Lekkonen, his first on a snapshot at the 13:19 mark to make it 4-1. Then Mikael Granlund gets his 2nd from Laine, his 3rd on a slap shot at the 18:20 mark. 4-2 Canada. Then it's Mikael Granlund with his 3rd from Barkov, his 1st, and Aho, it's his 2nd A-hole.
Is that a?
That was not intentional.
Is that a hoe?
Oh,
Sebastian's a hoe. What the hell?
Oh gosh.
It's the whole Johnny Oduya.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've used that for that Oduya thing for
Mr.
years.
Aho.
Yeah. I still can't believe I did that. His second at the 1843 mark on a snapshot to scare Canada 4-3. But Sid the Kid scores his first from Reinhardt, his third assist on an empty netter at the 1904 mark to finalize the score at 5-3 Canada. Let's go to the stats.
You know that was Crosby's first shot on goal.
I know he had I think a shoulder injury. He may not play today. I see because I have him on my fantasy team.
Oh.
And I keep getting, hey, he may not play. He's a game time decision.
Got it.
So let's go to shots on goal. It was 28 for Canada, 26 for Finland. Finland wins the faceoff 52-48. Canada never even got a power play. There was only one power play in the game, and Finland was 0 for 1 on it. Hits were 22-19 Canada. Block shots 16 Canada, Finland 18. Giveaways 16 Canada, 20 Finland. Takeaways 2 Canada, 3 for Finland. Let's go to the 3 stars of the game. Mikkel Granlund, number 3 star with 2 goals. Connor McDavid, the number 2 star with a goal and assist. And the number 1 star, Nathan McKinnon, with 2 goals. I can't say I totally would argue with any of that. But be up 4-0 and get scared, and it wasn't looking good for Canada. They just weren't playing to their, to their level. So now we're going to go to Sweden, USA. Are you there, Cody? Cody. Okay, I'll start doing Sweden, USA because we've lost Cody. He'll probably pop back in. I think he got froze out. So let's go to the first period. Just to mention in this game, Austin Matthews did not play. I want to say Matthew Tkachuk didn't play. McAvoy didn't play. Injuries started happening. All the teams did have it. So in the first period, Chris Kreider scores his first from Zach Wierenski, his 5th assist, and Jack Eichel his 4th at the 35-second mark to put USA up 1-0. And then Gustav Nyquist scores his first from Erik Karlsson, his 2nd, and Victor Arvidsson, ex-King, with his first at the 13:39 mark on a tip-in to tie the game at 1-1. Then Jesper Pratt scores his first from William Nylander, his 2nd, on a wrist shot at the 1904 mark to put Sweden up 2-1. And people, that's where the scoring ended. So let's go to the stats. Since we've lost Cody, hopefully he'll be back in here in a minute. Shots on goal, USA 33-23. USA on the faceoff circle 57-43. Both teams were 0 for 3 on the power play. Hits were 20 for USA, 16 for Sweden. Block shots 15 Sweden, 11 for the USA. Giveaways. This is where the game was lost, I think. 25 giveaways by USA to 12 for Sweden. And takeaways, Kings had 1 and Sweden had none. Let's go to the 3 stars of the game. Zach Rosinski was the 3rd star with an assist. Samuel Urson was the number 2 star with a save percentage of .970 and only giving up 1 goal. And Jesper Pratt was the number 1 star with a goal. Anyway, so that was USA and Sweden. Hopefully we'll get Cody back here pretty quick. We're going to go to the championship game. I'm hoping Cody will be back here pretty quick with us. I'd really like to do this with him. Okay. His Wi-Fi went out at home, everybody. So it was not Cody's fault. He didn't knock himself out. So let's go to the championship game. And it's USA and Canada. Unlike the game on Saturday, there wasn't 3 fights in the first 9 seconds. So Nathan McKinnon gets his 4th from Thomas Hartley, his 1st, and Sam Reinhart his 4th to put Canada up 1-0 at the 4:48 mark on a wrist shot. Brady Tkachuk then scores his 3rd from Austin Matthews, his 2nd, to tie the game. We're in the championship game, Cody.
Okay. Sorry about that.
I'm gonna do the first 2 periods, and you're gonna get to finish. Okay. I did the whole Sweden USA game by myself.
Okay.
I'm glad you're back. Anyways,
my Wi-Fi just decided to just turn off.
Yeah, well,
we had to reset the router and everything.
Yeah, well, you're back. That's all that matters. So Tkachuk got his 3rd from Matthews, his 2nd to tie the game, 1-1 at the 16:52 mark on a wrist shot. Then going into the 2nd period, obviously the game's tied 1-1. And Jake Sanderson, who is a replacement player, got his 1st from Matthews, his 3rd, and Zach Rosinski, his 6th assist to put USA up 2-1 on a snapshot at the 7:32 mark. But, man, this was a battle, people. Sam Bennett got his 1st from Mitch Marner, his 1st, to tie the game 2-2 at the 14-minute mark on a wrist shot. So that's after 2 periods. Then we're going to go to you, Cody.
All right. Well, since I got cut out, I had, and as I was saying from the first USA Canada game, I had some new people that were interested in hockey, and a couple of one of my coworkers, well, someone that used to work at my job. I pretty much, when he left, I took his spot pretty much. He got into it, and they asked for my opinion on who was going to score first for Team Canada and who's going to score first for, like, who's going to be the first goal scorer of the game. He's like, give me 1 player for each team. Do you want to guess the 2 players I picked, Dad?
Well, it would be what, McKinnon.
That's who I picked. That's who I told him to pick for Team Canada.
And then obviously, whoever scored for USA, I can't remember.
Well, no, this was before the game started. I gave them for them to bet on. If it wasn't if Team USA scored first in this game, who do you think would have scored it?
Brady Tkachuk.
I told him to put Gensel.
He would have been my 2nd pick.
Yeah, and he almost scored 2 before the McKinnon goal. I was like, oh my god! So yeah, so I ended up helping them win a little bit of money. But so now we're 2-2 after 2, or 2-2 after 2. Then we go the whole 3rd period, nothing. Each team is fighting, nothing. So we go into sudden death overtime, and this overtime is different than the the round robin time. So there's no 3-on-3. Nope, it's 5-on-5 until we have a goal. And at the 8-18 mark, actually no, but before that, Jordan Bennington was the hero in overtime for Team Canada. If it wasn't for Bennington, this game would have been over minutes before. Austin Matthews had an open chance. Brady Tkachuk had an open chance, and Bennington just shut the door on both of them. And I'm not saying, and they were like Bennington, like it was easy. No, these were saves that I was shocked that he even made. So if it wasn't for Bennington, Canada would not have won. He was outstanding. Yes, he stood on his head in the overtime.
And I dumped him off my fantasy team before that.
Well, he's a different guy in big games. That's all I'm going to say. And let's just say, or no, let me say who scores first. So Connor McDavid gets his third of the tournament, and it's the game winner. He's wide open in the slot. Marner finds him right there. I mean, you can't leave someone like that wide open like that. Hellenbuck had no chance. I'm not doubting Hellenbuck should have saved that or not. No, you can't leave the world's best player that wide open at that point in time. Yeah, so you had McCarr and Marner with the assist. McDavid buries it. Team Canada wins the championship. Yay.
No.
But, I mean, what a great game overall and everything like that. But, like I said, Binnington, again, wins a big game to win a championship in Boston again.
He likes to play in Boston, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. On a winner takes all game in Boston, I guess I'm calling Binnington. Never thought I would ever say that. So, shots on goal. Team USA had 33 shots. Canada had 27. It was 50-50 for the faceoffs. Canada had the only power play, and they were 0 for 1. 28 hits for USA, 25 for Canada. Block shots, USA had 27, 19 for Canada. The giveaways was 18 for Canada, 25 for USA, and each team had 5 takeaways. So here are your 3 stars of the game. Brady Tkachuk got the 1 goal. He is the 3rd star. Not a shocker here. Jordan Binnington's the number 2 star with just how big he played in that overtime and third period. And then who else but Connor McDavid's the number 1 star with the game winning, the championship winning goal. So that is the final for the 4-nation tournament. Canada wins gold, USA silver. Oh man.
I disagree with the 3 stars of the game.
Who would you put?
I don't have a problem with the 3 guys. It's the placement of them. I think Jordan Bennington should have been the number
1.
He should have been number 1 because
Agreed.
USA should have won the game before that.
Easily.
Yeah. I mean, Canada came out strong because you talked about the faceoff being 50-50. Canada won 7 of the first 8 or 8 of the first 9 faceoffs. Shows you the resiliency of our USA team to come back and make that a 50-50 thing. You're down by 6 or 7. That's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it was a great game. It was a great game.
It was so entertaining.
I'm proud. I mean, what you have to realize is injuries did play out.
Yeah.
You know, one of the key players of the first game between Canada and USA, Charlie McAvoy, who Cody mentioned, he played. He might have been the player of that game.
He was, because Brady Tkachuk even said,
well, he wasn't on the 3 stars list, but I mean, I thought he was the player of the game.
Oh no,
because he made the Canada superstars pay.
Yeah,
and he played great defense, but he had an infection in his shoulder. It's a possibility he may be out for the season if he can't get that fixed.
That's such a shame because,
you know,
I've always liked Charlie McAvoy.
Sanderson came in, take his spot, and play. I thought he played great.
Oh, he did play great. Yes.
We had a couple young guys that come up, 23 and 22, come up and play for us and played fantastic defense. I mean, would it have made a difference if Quinn Hughes would have been there? I think it might have been. But they didn't have a healthy Sidney Crosby, not to make excuses.
They didn't have.
They didn't have Jacob Markstrom.
No, he was Jacob Markstrom's Swedish.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who was the guy? Who was the guy that got hurt? Why they had Bennington?
No, those were the 3 goalies they picked, and no one got hurt.
Really?
Yep, they went with Bennington.
Yeah, I think Markstrom.
They liked
Sweden, and that might have made a difference for Sweden.
I mean, they still had Ullmark, and they still had what's his name? Ullmark and Gustafsson. And Gustafsson he's probably a Vezina favorite, not a favorite, but top 3 for the
Hellebuck's the Vezina.
Yeah,
favorite,
he's the favorite. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I meant to say he's on the short list for the Vezina. Gus the Bus. But like I said, I wouldn't say that would have been a very big difference for Team Sweden. But for this, no. But I mean, Team Canada, they lost Shea Theodore in the first game. Pietrangelo didn't play because he wanted to focus on being with Vegas more.
Yeah.
So it's not, like I said, each team had their downs, and I'm not blaming. Oh, we lost it because we didn't have McAvoy or Quinn Hughes didn't play. No, each team had their own issues.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said,
it's just like regular hockey.
We still had, this was the best roster on paper ever in USA hockey history, I would say. I don't know if you would doubt me on that, but
yeah, no,
but now this just gets me more excited for next year. But the only thing is, I'm gonna warn everyone right now, so you guys all have a year's notice. You're not gonna see fighting in the Olympics because that's a whole different rule set. The Four Nations was an NHL ran tournament, so we're going off of NHL rules pretty much, other than a few exceptions. For Olympics, they're going off the IIHF rules, where if you fight in a game, you get kicked out. So the refs are a lot more strict on. You're probably going to see a lot more penalties called during that time too. And honestly, like, the reffing, like, no one really said anything about the refs in the Four Nation. There was no replays for goals or offsides, nothing.
Well, I was listening to the game that was on TV, and I want to say at least 5 times they mentioned that there have been too many men on the ice by Canada.
I only noticed the one. And
I'm not sure
honestly, it probably should have been, but like I said, I'm not gonna say that's the difference right there of USA and Canada winning.
Well, it could have been a goal on a power play. But could have been. I mean, could have been, would have been.
Yeah, should have, could have, would have, whatever. But shout out to Frankie the Yankee for coming on the live stream with doing the first period with me on Thursday. It was a lot of fun. I had fun with that.
Unfortunately, I was in Ventura.
Yeah. So
I did watch for a couple minutes when Ventura is a busy route, and I just didn't have time.
Yeah.
So
all right, we want to get into, was it predictions now?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So we want to go by date.
Real quick. Nathan McKinnon was the Four Nations face-off tournament MVP before. I just wanted to make sure got that out there.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
Right.
He's deserving. I think Bennington could have won it.
Yeah. So, all right. Predictions. Just you could do your 4, and then I'll do my 4.
So on the 22nd, the Kings are playing that's today, the Utah Hockey Club. I'm going to predict a 5-3 Kings win. Then on Monday. Yeah, Monday. They play the Vegas Golden Knights, and I have Vegas beating them 3-2. Then on the 26th, Wednesday, they play Vancouver. I have them winning 4-3, the Kings, that is. And then the 28th, they play Dallas. I have them losing 3-2. So I have the Kings going 2-2. And going into this, as we kind of had a couple of weeks where there was one where because of I was at a marriage retreat with my wife, we didn't do the games. So we didn't predict them or anything, so we can't count them. So going into this prediction, I am 25-20. And going into Cody's predictions, he's 20-25. So
That's horrible for me.
Well, right. you were
picking, going out on a limb.
Well, not only going out on a limb, but you were picking games with your heart and not your logic. So up to you now. Let's do it, Cody. And I do have a trivia question for you.
Okay. All right. My predictions. So tonight at 4:00 Pacific time, the Ducks will be in Boston, and I am predicting a 3-2 loss for the Ducks. So they'll lose 3-2 to the Bruins. Tomorrow on a back-to-back, at 3:00, the Ducks will be in Detroit. I'm predicting a 4-2 loss. And then on Tuesday, the Ducks are in Buffalo, and I am at 4:00. I am predicting a 5-3 win. And then on Thursday, the Ducks will be back in Anaheim going against the Vancouver Canucks, and I am predicting a 3-1 loss.
Well, you know, Vancouver's on a back-to-back on that one. Ooh. If you didn't know that. They're playing the Kings the 26th. So
yeah, but is Demko still injured or is he playing?
He is, I think, day to day or week to week or something. The last time I looked, but I haven't been staring at him. Okay, I picked him up when I thought he was going to play more because they had a good team, and he's been struggling.
Okay,
to stay on the ice.
I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna make it a 3-1 win then.
So you're gonna.
I didn't know about the back-to-back.
Well, that's why I thought I'd share.
If Demko was healthy, I still think because you have Demko, then Lankinen, and Lankinen is having a great year, and you know Demko's a good goalie when he's not injured, so that's why I was like, okay, but that's why I was asking if he was playing or not.
Okay, I could be wrong. Before we get to our trivia question, you know, we usually have player of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear. I already know who I'm going to pick. I got a player of the Four Nations for USA and a player for Four Nations for Canada. I want to hear who you'd pick.
My players of the tournament?
Yeah. Those two teams.
For Team Canada, I'm going to go with that's tough. I mean, because USA, okay, for USA, mine's easy. And it's someone that I don't think we've even said his name once. And I'm going Jacob Slavin for Team USA.
Okay.
Because he was just dominant on defense and everything. For Canada, Canada. That's tough. All right, who do you have for USA?
Zach Wierzynski.
That was gonna be mine.
He was leading the nations in scoring, and I don't know if it got. Yeah, I don't know if it got tied up by McKinnon.
I don't think so.
Well, because he had 4 goals, he may have had some assists too. So, but he a defenseman was leading the Four Nations in scoring. That's who I pick.
Okay. For Team Canada,
Slavin was a great pick, though.
Thank you. My top 3 was Slavin, Hellenbuck, Werenski.
Mine would have been Wierzinski, Slavin, and Brady Tkachuk.
Oh, but I forgot about. Oh.
I mean, maybe not even in that order. Brady Tkachuk was almost my pick.
Okay.
So
I give you that. Team Canada. Who's your Team Canada? Because I can't think of one at the top of my head. I want to go with one person, but I'm like scared to at the same time.
I think I gave it away earlier. Jordan Binnington.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Player of the tournament. I mean, he came up big. He was even good in the loss to USA. I mean,
yeah, it was just the one goal that he gave up to Gensel was like the question mark.
But that's who he is. He gives up a
Yeah.
bad goal, but he makes great saves other ways.
Yeah,
And I just thought he picked it up because he was getting picked on early by the commentators. So that's who it is. So, no, that's not what I.
Well, I want to add one more thing before we finish.
Okay.
You want to hear?
I got a trivia question. So,
all right. So here's the Four Nations Face-Offs viewer results for the championship game. There were 16.1 million viewers across North America, 9.3 in the USA, and 6.8 in Canada. That was who watched on Thursday's Four Nations Face-Off Championship overtime thriller. Thursday's epic USA versus Canada Four Nations Face-Off matchup cornered 6.1 million viewers across North America. This is the second most watched game in North America in a decade. Last year's Edmonton, Florida Stanley Cup Final Game 7 drew 16.3 million viewers across North America. The championship game reached 1 out of every 4 Canadians on the Sportsnet platforms. That's like their ESPN pretty much. Thursday night, Canada. The game is the most viewed non-NFL event ever on ESPN Plus.
Wow.
The broadcast tapped every U.S. cable telecast except for NFL. Oh, topped. Sorry, not tapped. The broadcast topped every U.S. cable telecast from September 2024 till now, except for NFL, college football, and election coverage, which is still really big. And the 7-game best on best tournament averaged 6.5 viewers across North America, up from 256% from the 2016 World Cup of Hockey tournament. Like I said, I had people talking to me at my work, even customers that I deliver to because I deliver propane. Even they were talking about the game and asking me if I was going to watch it, even though they had no idea what I do with this. Like nobody knows. None of them knew I had a podcast or anything like that. But everyone was just, they wanted to know if everyone was. I had like I think 3 or 4 customers on Thursday. Hey, you gonna watch the game? I'm like, yeah, of course I want to watch the game.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yes.
So I think it was a nice break from the All-Star game. I mean, really,
all the doubters got proved wrong from this tournament.
Yeah. It's probably going to be something more of a regular thing. We'll see. Maybe not every year, but every other year. Like non-Olympic years will not probably have it. So,
well, remember because they already said that. So every other year they're doing an international tournament. It'll be Olympics and then World Cup of Hockey. Olympics, World Cup of Hockey. So in those years in between, we'll probably just get an All-Star game. And I think we're getting an All-Star game next year in New York. So that's along with the Olympics. So we'll see how good that looks.
So how big of a Duck fan are you?
Are you questioning my loyalty?
No, I'm asking a question.
Just ask away.
So here's the trivia question. I have sitting in front of me the top 10 Anaheim Duck players goals per game. So I have the top 10. How many of them do you think you could name?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Korea.
What do you think? Where would he fit in there?
Oh, you just said the name. I'm giving you that.
Okay, he is in there.
Okay. You said top 10. So where is he at in the top 10?
Where do you think he is?
4th.
Okay, wrong.
Okay.
That's okay. Go to the next one.
Well, tell me where he's at.
Number 1.
Okay.
Does that surprise you?
No.
It does me.
Solani?
Yes, of course he's on there.
Yeah. I'm not telling you where he's at. Perry?
Correct.
Raquel?
Correct.
He said goals per game.
Yes.
Is there like a minimum of games they've played with the Ducks?
It doesn't say anything about that.
Okay.
There's nothing crazy though. It's not
Okay.
like somebody's crazy player. You would probably know all of these. A couple of them you may not guess because they're
Andy McDonald?
No.
Ooh, okay.
So basically you got 1, 2, 4, and 8.
Who's 8? Who's 8?
Raquel.
Okay.
Carrillo's 1, Solani's 2, Perry's 4th.
Okay. You said goals.
Goals per game.
Okay, that's not
average.
Yeah, okay, that's not going to be Getzloff. He's not going to be on there.
No, and he isn't.
Yeah, so I already knew that.
That will not be held against you to say his name and say he's not.
Well, I said it. He's not. Is there a player that was? I know they traded for him, and he had like a very long term injury with the Ducks, but he was great when he was with them for that little bit. Is there a player like that on there?
I really can't tell you that for sure because you'd have to tell me the name.
Okay, Patrick Eves.
He is not in the list.
Okay.
I will hold that against you.
Kessler?
Kessler's not on the list.
Okay. Are there any defensemen on here?
I don't think so.
Okay.
All forwards. You mentioned one of them earlier in the podcast.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Zegras? Carlson?
No. I think you have had to at least play a little bit with the team. It didn't show anything. I mean,
are any of these players still on the team right now?
Let's see. 1, 2. 2 are still on the team.
Vetrano
is number 5.
And you said there's another one that's on the Terry.
Terry's number 9.
So those are the 2 that are still currently there.
Correct. So you have number 3 you need to get, number 6, number 7, and number 10. And remember, this is all time. So this isn't necessarily recent. I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
We got Silverberg for him.
Oh, Bobby Ryan. I
forgot
about
him. Number 3, Bobby Ryan.
Okay.
Who did this guy play for? The number 7 guy is the most recent to play with the team that's left that you haven't got yet.
Henrique
is number 7. See, I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
So we have 2 left? Let me see
Like how far along? Like when was the last time these players played for the Ducks?
Let me just look up.
If you guys have any questions, please put it in the chat. We would really appreciate it.
See, when did he play for? I don't know how he's on this list. If he's,
are they still currently playing?
No.
Why I'm like drawing a blank. All right. Just tell me.
Peter Sikora.
Oh, Peter Sikora. I forgot about Peter Sikora.
And then Jeffrey Lupul.
Okay, I would have not gotten the.
He's an old timer guy.
No, I know the name. I don't think I would have gotten. But Peter Sikora I should have gotten.
Yeah, well, that wasn't easy, and it's just a little history for some of the people that are listening to us. Whether you're listening to us live now or you do it when in your car, like typically that's what I do. I don't want to look at myself talk. I can't stand to hear myself talk, anyways.
Me
but I'll
too.
listen to myself when I'm heading to work, usually on Monday morning. So, other than that, you got a big day today.
I do got a big day.
Yeah.
Fun day.
Yeah. Let's hope.
Well, if I don't see any questions in the comments. So, but everyone, if you can see, please follow all the things above us. Blue Sky, Instagram, X, Discord, Twitch. Go on YouTube. That way you can follow us live on Twitch and YouTube and everything. You can ask us questions. You can join in. You could tell us how bad we are at this trivia, like I am, or how bad I am at predicting games. You guys can send us your predictions, questions, or who you guys thought was the best player for the Four Nations for each team.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, don't be afraid to send us questions or anything like that. Please give us a follow at Royally Quacked on all social medias: Blue Sky, Twitter, X, Facebook, and I know Threads too. Yep. Like I said, please go on Twitch and YouTube. Please like and subscribe on for Royally Quacked on YouTube and Twitch. We'd really appreciate it. The likes and comments, they would really help the algorithm out and get us more viewers, get us more viewership for hockey in general. Like I said, just what I want is exactly what the Kachucks did for hockey. I want me and my dad to help grow this game and everything like that. That's the main thing.
And it is growing, as you saw when we talked about how the cap is growing.
Mm-hmm.
The players are going to start. I mean, it's hard to imagine that the best hockey player in the world makes like $14 million a year, and the best baseball player makes $70 million, and the best football player makes $55 million, and the best basketball player makes $65 million.
Yeah.
I mean, not that all these sports aren't tough and physical, but think about hockey. It's 82 games on razor blades with people beating on you constantly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's more contact in hockey than there is in football.
Yep. And
time-wise, every game. And there's and fighting and 82 games. So
fighting.
Yeah.
What other sport are you going to see where as soon as the game starts, pretty much two fights happen, or full line brawl? That's happened. Go look up Canucks and Flames, I believe it is, from 2014. You know, look up that where each team put their bruisers or enforcers out there, and just look what happened as soon as the puck dropped. Kevin Biesca, former Duck, he's a defenseman. He took the face-off in that game.
Yeah,
and
he's a commentator.
A great commentator too. Yeah,
works with Elliot. He's funny. Off 32 Thoughts when they get those guys together. That's just a crack up.
Oh, they are hilarious. But also, guys, please don't forget to follow and please leave us a rating and a review on Apple Podcast and Spotify. We would really appreciate it. If there's any new reviews on Apple Podcasts, or comments on Spotify, I will read it on the podcast on the next episode when it comes out. And like I said, please leave us a rating as well. We would really appreciate it. I could say hockey names, but I can't speak basic English.
And you ought to listen just to hear me butcher hockey names.
Yeah, like Nemestikov. It's so easy.
Nemestikov.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah. And trust me, I already have a plan for the off season for one episode already. I already got it planned.
It's going to be me saying hockey names, isn't it?
Not just you. I already got a couple guys from the podcast network, there we go. Guys, please follow. It's in the description as well for the link tree for our stuff and the network stuff for Elite Sports and Entertainment Network. Please give everyone a follow. We got an afternoon show every day. I believe it starts up around 11 o'clock Pacific time, and I believe 12 o'clock Eastern time. They're really funny. Sometimes I chime in on the comments. You'll hear me kind of say some funny stuff because they'll say it on there. But guys, please give everyone there a follow as well. But no, a couple of guys from the network, I told them I want them on because they were trying to announce some hockey names and I was laughing. So I was like, all right, I'll have you guys on with my dad and I'll just have names for you guys to name off.
Oh my
and God. See who can pronounce it the best.
I'll probably lose to people who aren't even hockey fans.
And who knows? That might be our top-rated episode, our most viewed episode.
Yeah, now they're gonna all be waiting for it. Thanks, Scotty.
I hope. I hope just them waiting. Ooh. Oh, and then next Saturday, me and my wife will be at the Ducks game at the Honda Center against the Blackhawks. So if you guys are there, please let me know. You can message us on the Instagram, Twitter, or Threads, or whatever. Yeah, but
whatever something.
Or whatever the whatever app. I don't even know if that's even a thing. There you go. I made a new app. It's called the Whatever app. Where it hits me for all social media stuff.
There you go.
Yep, patent pending. But yeah, I'll be there, so I'll probably have stickers with me. So I'll give out some stickers to any fans. So let me know if you guys are going to be at the game as well. So ready to get out of here?
I am, sir.
All right, guys, and thank God that Ducks and Kings hockey is back finally.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, we'll finish off with "Let's Go Ducks."
Go Kings, go!
All right, we'll see you next week.